still haven't made an intro, so we just go right into it. Um, Today I have SkyGaming with me here. He is a streamer and a gamer, and he's also into Web3 gaming. And I don't think I have ever had a guest before, or even not. I don't think my friends are even into Web3 gaming. So you're somebody completely outside of my like normal like people that I interact with, which is very interesting because I've always wanted to find some Web3 games, but at the same time I always avoided them. Like, it was like, is there even
Hmm.
any fun Web3 games to play? And so I'm like really excited to talk to you about it. And to just kind of, well, I really would want to dive into like streaming and like Web3 gaming, as I said. But before we do any of that, can you please introduce yourself?
Of course. So, hello everybody. I'm Sky. I've played games for like we just said 20 years, but I've been playing Web3 games for like I don't know, 2.5 years now, almost three. And I've been making content all around them since day one. And there are lots of fun games to play. It's just unfortunately that they keep dying.
Oh,
but no, there's still a good few to play, and there's quite a few that play on Blaze itself as well. So that'd be really interesting to see if you can maybe in the future talk to them too, because they're really cool people.
you said who is that? I didn't catch the name.
There's a couple on Blaze that play as well. Like you've got Uncle Funk, for
Okay,
example.
yes, Uncle Funk. Yeah, I've gotten familiar with some of Uncle Funk's. I've been in his streams, but I haven't really gotten to play any of his games. So I
Hmm.
think he's building some kind of like a TCG game now because I was in there one day and he was like messing with it on his stream. So that was really interesting. So I have to definitely try that one. And then somebody, I think the Grotto or something like
Yeah,
that, they have like a specific thing about like it's like horror games, I think. And I
yeah.
think I got into maybe I was trying to get in contact with the founder over there. So I'm trying, because I also, as I told you before I started streaming, I'm also a mom and I don't have that much time and I lose
You.
track of time sometimes. And so I'm really slow to get to things. But I am trying to get to like more into like the Blaze and like the AVAX ecosystem and also like the gaming part of it all
Mm.
because I know that AVAX originally is like let's call it the gaming chain, I
Yeah.
guess. I feel like yeah. So but I never was into it because I joined Web3 and I yap a lot. And I know you told me that you yap a lot, but I
Oh
yap
yeah,
a
talk a
lot
lot.
too. So I got into Web3 because I loved NFTs and I loved like art. And I
Mm.
was excited about the fact that we could digitally collect art from like people that we like
Mm.
artists that we like. And so I never really got into any other aspect of like crypto except like NFTs and specifically like buying NFTs from artists that I like because I like collecting.
Yeah.
And so like recently since I started streaming on Blaze, it's been like 3 months at this point. I got more into AVAX.
Mm.
I started my own NFT collection, which is basically to all my subscribers every month I send them free art. So like I make it
Okay.
on stream and then I send it to them, and it's been a really cool thing. I figured out how to mint NFTs finally after
Oh
4 years
wow.
being into crypto.
Love it. I don't even know how to do that. So there you go.
It wasn't that hard because OpenSea makes it like really easy.
Mm.
And I think, and also, started streaming, so I like playing games. And then it's time for me to also try and get into some Web3 games, but I always kind of avoided it because I never thought that there was actually fun games to play. And I think the only thing that there's like one game that I was kind of like trying was, it's part of Frankie's Dinner and it's
Mm.
on, I think they're on Abstract and I like their art and I like the game is kind of like interesting. I think they have like a platformer and then they have another
Mm.
game. So that's the only game that I was like familiar with. And all the other games, it's like whenever I try a Web3 game and people are going to be like, "Well, are you stupid about saying what I'm about to say?" But it's like every time I want to try a Web3 game, they're like, "Well, you have to put in your wallet." And I'm like, "I'm not connecting my wallet to this shit. I'm not, I just want
Yeah,
to try it. I don't want to connect my wallet to it."
that is it. And funnily enough, that's the biggest issue with gaming anyway. It's always like you need a wallet for this, you need an NFT for that, and you need some. It's
Yeah,
always something. I'm like, I just want to press the play button, man. Like, I ain't got no
right?
time for all this extra shit. So yeah,
And it's
no, I get it.
almost like so it's like I don't understand why Web3 games don't just make a playable demo. It's like it's kind of like on Steam. So it's like if you want to try a game, you could go on Steam and some games have like demos. Okay,
Yeah.
why don't Web3 devs just make a little demo that you could play without trying to connect your wallet to just try the game? And if you really like it, then you can go and connect your wallet. But it's like you have to be able to try them.
Oh, I like that actually. I think I might steal that idea and make a post out of it.
Absolutely, you should do
I
it
think
because
that's a good idea.
yeah, you're somebody who's actually like into all this Web3 gaming stuff. So if you said it, maybe people are gonna pay attention because it's
Hmm.
like I don't have like any followers that maybe pay attention to crypto gaming. Mostly I'm just like in the NFT community. So you could steal that and hopefully it's a banger and people pay attention because I wanna play some demos.
What games do you like though?
Well, I like okay. So what kind of games do I like? Okay, so I like type of like Stardew Valley. Like I like playing
Mm,
Stardew Valley, but I also like very story driven games. Like I like playing
okay.
Resident Evil. I like horror games. I like I don't know. I just have like such a variety of games. Like I love Minecraft. It's like a
Mm.
game that I like completely can just go in there and just dig holes for hours. It just consumes me. Digging holes consumes my life.
Love
And
it.
then recently I was playing this game that's called Odd Sparks, and it's kind of like an automated,
Mm.
like how do they call it, automated engineering or something, where you just have minions and you tell them to build stuff and they just are going in there working, and I don't know, there's like a beaver game that's kind of the same.
Okay.
It's you have like a you build like an ecosystem and all your minions are going around and they're like
Mm.
building trains and digging holes and gathering resources and stuff like that. That was
Okay.
fun.
Well, that sounds
But
cool.
I play almost like anything as long as it's like something fun. I don't know. What
Well,
games do you like to play?
I like competitive games. I'm really
Oh,
like really badly competitive, and then I like story games, and those are the only two kind of games I like. Like, give me like a shooting game and give me a TCG kind of game, and then
oh, okay,
and then obviously I like God of War, Elden Ring,
okay,
the good story ones. But obviously,
okay.
unfortunately, in Web3 there is no story games because, well, how do you make money out of a story game kind of thing? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a shame, really. But I'm sure there will be one day,
It
maybe.
really is, yeah. But okay, but like the question for Web3 games is I was going to make a comment about it. So I think the problem is that everything in Web3 is very financially driven. So when people are making games because they want to make money, I feel like almost like the fun gaming experience gets forgotten because it's like they're just trying to make something that's going to be making money or they're trying to make money and then I think a
Mm,
lot of people then jump on it because there's a lot of farmers. I'm
yeah,
sorry. And it's like, I have a very complicated relationship with farmers and it's like I understand that they are like a necessary part of Web3, but it's like whenever something gets incredibly like heavily farmed, it doesn't ever end really well.
no.
So it kind of kills any kind of experience, and that's just kind of how I feel about everything.
No, I think you're right. I don't like farmers. I don't think they should be part of the ecosystem. Like, like when I said I play games for 20 years, the first game I ever played was an online game, and it's called EVE
Mhm.
Online, basically.
Mhm.
And it's this massive like MMO game that thousands and thousands of people are playing. Like at one time there was like 70,000 people who were playing this game.
Mhm.
And even then, farmers were the downfall of everything. Like,
Mm.
it's just they don't add value; they just take. And I think
Mhm.
that's one of the reasons why Web3 gaming doesn't work right now, because
Yeah.
there's too many people taking instead of adding value. So,
Right.
and like the other problem is that coming from normal gaming, I have never really met many people coming from like, Southeast Asia or like North Africa kind of thing. But then in Web3
Mhm.
gaming, that's all you meet. And
Oh.
you have to kind of look at the capital that they can spend, for example. Like when I was in my 20s, I spent a
Mhm.
stupid amount of money on like FIFA and Call of
Mhm.
Duty and you know, but that's the kind of money that they would never spend in Web3. Like,
Mm.
playing EVE Online, for example, you have to pay $20 every month. to just play.
Mm.
That's not even anything else. That's just playing, basic playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, so it doesn't work. Right now,
Mm.
there's no way to work it because there's just not enough people who are willing to spend money rather than to just make money.
Right. Mm.
And I
That
think,
makes a lot of sense.
yeah, and I think the notion on playing video games to make a living is a stupid notion. It doesn't like
Mm, absolutely.
you should never be like, oh, I'm just going to make money every month playing video games. That's not
Mm.
that doesn't work. It's
Yeah.
it's like when people ask me what I do, that's what I say. Yeah, but I don't play games to make money. I play games to make videos, and videos is the one
Yeah.
that makes my money, kind of thing. So
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of goes hand in hand.
So, are you a full-time content creator, or do you have like, okay, so you just support yourself from like streaming and like,
Yeah, so just content literally is streaming and videos, really. I don't stream enough either. It's just mostly videos and written stuff. Like
okay.
there was times last year, so
Uh-huh.
at the start of 2025,
Mm-hmm.
when the market wasn't bad yet. That was
Mm-hmm.
great time. So, the end of
Mm-hmm.
24, the start of 25, that
Mm-hmm.
was like you looked at like making like 5 to 10 grand a month from just
Oh
content. So
wow.
yeah, that was great. Nowadays, you're lucky if you make two or 3 grand a month. So
Mm,
like,
yeah.
being with Immutable, for example, that was a steady income of like at least 1 grand a month every month.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, there's nothing there at the moment. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
living on the edge almost in a way. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's gotten really bad. And it's not just like with even I mean, it's like the market has been in the gutter lately. And
Mm,
it's like, I think it's like tough on everybody. So it's like the thing about that is like you have to be smart. And like where there's times of plenty, you kind of have to gather. So then you can have
yeah.
like some for when there's like times when there's not, so then you can survive to the next time when there's going to be there's going to be more money in the market to
Mm.
be made. But yeah, the situation right now is not really great at all.
No, right now it's like the worst time to get into crypto gaming or crypto at all, I would say.
Crypto at all, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
no,
so.
it's not the one.
And going back to farmers a little bit, so every product, oh my gosh, I hope people don't hate me for this, but it's like every product that I really loved and enjoyed has gotten at some point the farmers like came and then it got unbearable,
Yeah,
like something happened and then it just got unbearable. So like a big part of, like, I don't know if you know what Ethos is.
yeah.
Ethos was that like reputation platform, and I was really into it in the beginning because I love the idea of it. I love the fact
Mm,
that we finally had a way of keeping people accountable for like all the
mm,
bad things that they did.
yeah.
And of course, like at some point, like people were gaming the system and blah blah blah. But there was a specific point in time that I remember whenever Serpent, the founder, dropped it was like an NFT collection, and it was for
Mm,
the early supporters who had like a lot of experience points on the website. And he dropped those NFTs, and they were immediately trending and like trading for like 2.5 ETH. And
mm.
then the farmers came and then then there was like review bots, and then they were
Yeah.
like gaming in the system, and then they were like reviewing each other, and it was just like every time you went on Ethos, like there was some kind of like slop account that was going around like just writing the worst like
Mm,
5 word reviews, and every time you went in the Discord there was like people complaining about, why am I not getting my experience points? What about this and what about that?
yeah.
And it's like because they always believed that the experience points on Ethos was going to be somehow helpful for like an airdrop that they were
Mm,
expecting to get that is still not out there, because I don't think Serpent is planning on doing a coin thing and like dropping this
mm.
coin to people, but they just assumed then the natural next step of like everything was like, well, there was an NFT and nobody expected it, so she's planning on
Yeah.
doing a coin. And then the people just farmed it and farmed it and farmed it, and then just became like not fun to be in their Discord anymore. I stopped going and using the website because every time I'd log in there was like a bunch of like farming reviews,
Mm,
and then It happened even to Blaze recently because Blaze had like that Prime event. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah.
They did the Prime event, and then people were really disappointed because people were like made bots and they were farming it and then diluted like the backstage pass like amount to like to a lot, and like people were just not happy, and it just because the farmers came and they were just farming
Mm-hmm.
Blaze for like backstage passes, and it's like, and then I didn't really think about it at first because I was like, "Oh, cool! Like I could just chat with my friends and get like 8 backstage passes." And
Mm-hmm.
like, I got like 8 one day. There was people who got like 100 or like 200 backstage passes or something like that in 1 week, and I was like, "What are people doing?" Like, I just couldn't believe it. And so that's just such a, it's just so, I don't know. It's just so yucky. You just feel like, ugh, you
People
know.
love to farm and ruin everything.
Yeah, it's
And,
like, can we just enjoy things?
yeah, and I think that's exactly why um whatchamacallit, that's why the wall chain one didn't work. That's why
Mm,
they never made any kind of money. And the NFTs never popped off because there was too many people farming wall chain to start with because they missed out on everything else. So,
I feel like if the wall chain people like hear you saying that, they're gonna be so angry. We're just out here to say things and just get canceled.
I know. But at least it's honest though, you know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
It's like I'm not lying. I'm just like being honest. Yeah, and it's
hmm
just like stuff that doesn't, that I just have not liked in the space. And then you said like all the fun games have been like having to shut down. So like what were some fun Web3 games that like you really liked but then they had to shut down? I'm just curious.
um really fun games. Hold
You're
on, now
like,
you put me on the spot. You know what? It's really bad, but I think the only fun game I've actually played is Fableborn. And
Fableborn?
yeah, that was a mobile game, and it was like really
Mm-hmm.
hands-on. It's not died though, it's just taking a break and then something bad happened
Mm.
in the background.
Mm.
But have you seen the Blaze chat? It's quite funny.
No, I have not seen. I feel like I know what it is because I've seen maybe people posting about it,
No,
but I've
no,
never played it.
the chat for the live stream.
No. What? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, Uncle Funk is here, man. I got distracted. Hey, Uncle Funk. She's married and has a baby. Having a call with Sky should not be legal. Why? Maybe it's a pre-recorded. No, I'm sorry, guys. I completely zoned out of like the Blaze chat, and thank God Sky was like looking at it because I was just here. I was like being so focused about asking him questions and talking about farmers.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
It's
Oh,
quite
thank
funny
you,
to read.
Uncle Funk. Yeah, it was just crazy. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Thank you for the raid, Uncle Funk. Thank you so much. But yeah, I just got really zoned out. And I was just like focused on like talking to you. But
Yeah, no, I
um,
get that.
I
I
wanted to
think
ask you. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I think that's one of those things with streaming though. It's like
Mhm.
sometimes you like so get into it that everything else falls away kind of thing. And you're
Mhm.
like, sometimes it's just like you have to get used to it. It's really hard. When I used to
Mm.
stream a lot, that was really hard because I used to stream with like 3, 4 screens playing games.
Oh wow.
So that was like an awful lot of eyes are here, eyes are there, eyes are everywhere.
Yeah. And okay, so I tried multi-streaming like this last week. I was trying to stream on Blaze and on Twitch, and then some weird people were coming in on Twitch, and I was trying to keep up with like people talking on the Blaze chat
Mm,
and people talking on the Twitch chat, and I just was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not streaming on Twitch anymore. So now I just stream on Blaze on
mm,
YouTube and then on X. And I don't even do that a lot of times. I primarily just stream on Blaze when I'm playing games, and then when I have the
mm,
interviews, I stream them everywhere because I want more people to be able to see them. But
yeah,
keeping up with like the chats is like like I just can't.
it's
I just
hard.
can't. Yeah.
But no, no, I've never streamed on Blaze, and I think I really should.
I
But
think that you really should too. Why haven't you? Why did you? Was it just like something that you were not really interested, or like I don't know?
um, I think it's more. life got in the way, and then
Ah.
like I do so much every day that
Mm.
I'm like, where do I find time? And then I kept meaning to do, and I kept meaning to do, and
Mhm.
then I just didn't do it, and I'm like, oh, I forgot again.
Yeah. I can really understand that because it took me a while to start streaming on Blaze because I usually okay, so before I started streaming on Blaze, I was just going live on X and
Mm,
I was just doing like the interviews and I was just talking to people there. Or like doing spaces or live
mm,
stream on X, and then somebody was like, "Well, you should really start streaming on Blaze," and it took me like a month. And
yeah.
now I'm like, I regret it. I wish I had started streaming as soon as they
Mm,
told me to start streaming on Blaze because I've been having such a great time. It's been a really good place. I like the community too. And
yeah, no,
so,
and this, again, it's Avalanche, isn't it? So it helps to
yes,
kind
it's
of like get
AVAX.
into it. So yeah,
Yeah,
maybe I should just do it. I will find
you
a
should
game to
just do
stream.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think people would love to have you. I think, I think all of the whole community would love to like support you and have you. You know, we love everyone on there. Everybody's really friendly. I'm trying to be like, hey, come stream on Blaze.
It's a nice selling point. There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe they should let you be the saleswoman. There you
That
go.
would be cool. I've been shilling them like because okay, so I only like to talk about stuff that
Mm,
I actually use.
yeah.
And Blaze is one of the only things that I'm really like happy with and I've been really enjoying. So it's like I don't have a problem of just being, just like shilling Blaze with no shame. It's like a great
Mm,
platform. If you're already into crypto and you like, you're doing video content or you're
yeah.
streaming, you might as well use it. It's just great. We're having a good time.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I mean, just to point out, when I said Fable One's the only fun game, that's the only fun game I played on mobile. Just to kind of like, because I know Uncle Funk is here, and OSP is a game that obviously Uncle Funk made or is making,
Yeah.
and that's actually, it's really fun, but it's really chaotic. So I
Mm.
think you should really play it, and I think you should play it on stream just so people can see how chaotic it is.
But what does OSP stand for? I don't even know.
Operation Safe Place.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, see, there you go, for the future. Maybe you can do an interview with Uncle Funk there too. See?
Oh
That's-
shoot, yeah, that's true. I don't know. Uncle Funk should we should just come on my stream sometimes. He's like in the chat, so I'll
yeah.
definitely have him. He's such an interesting person. When he streams, he looks like he's like a spaceship, and he's just like an alien, and he has like all this cool stuff around him.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he's and he has such a lively community. So I just noticed that he just has his own community, and it's such a lively community, and it's like a lot of
Mm,
like cool people. So yeah, I've just been trying to have time to like go in and hang out with him and learn more about what he's building. But
mm,
there's so many things, and there's just so much to learn there. But I also wanted to ask you.
mhm.
I wanted to ask you. So we had started talking a little bit about just like playing games, and you said that you had been playing games for like 20 years. And I asked you a little bit about like Fallout, but like, so which Fallout did you get to playtest? I'm just curious.
Ooh, I think it's easier to say which Fallout I didn't get to playtest because I've playtest quite a lot of them.
Oh wow!
So once you once you playtest with a couple of companies and not like in traditional gaming and Web 2,
Yeah.
you get re-invited basically. So like
Ah.
depending on the feedback you give. So because I've been playing real games since I was 12,
Mhm.
I built like this foundation with like devs, and I've gone to like loads of conventions and events and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's like once you make those connections and you like, how do you say it, when you review the game, so you can play it, you play
Mhm.
tester, you make your
Mhm.
little notes on your spreadsheet, and then you write up this big massive essay about your review. That's the kind
Mhm.
of things they really appreciate, because a lot of
Mhm.
the time when people review games, they go, oh, this was really great, or this
And
didn't
that
work.
doesn't really help, yeah.
No, that's not helpful at all. They want people to try everything, every little detail.
Mhm.
Like, even spinning around in a circle, like seeing if the game around you glitches or breaks, or if you fall through the
Mm.
textures and stuff like that. So it's really cool. So, like I've play tested a lot of them. Like,
Wow.
and I would love to play test more, but I've not really nurtured that side since I've got to
Yeah.
Web3. It's like I used to
Well,
get
you know,
and God,
no, you go ahead first.
it's like I used to get invited to playtest FIFA every single year for
Oh
5 years
wow.
straight. It's like, they would hand out these codes over email, and I was one of
Uh-huh.
the in my friend group, so I think about 20 of us, and I was one of the
Mm-hmm.
only people who got a code every single year for 5 years, and they were like, dude,
Oh
how?
wow.
And I'm like, that's because I know how to talk to people. I'm a people person,
Yeah.
like so it's just, you just have to socialize.
Yeah, true. I mean, and also like I don't think I've been doing a great job at like cuz I did get to play some games like that were in like early access, but I've never done that before cuz I just started
Mm,
streaming like 3 months ago and just playing games, but I really enjoy like connecting with indie game devs. And
mm,
so and I've had a few like to interview and it was really fun because each one of them has like a different experience and like each
mm,
person was building a completely different game and then how they go about it is just like
yeah.
just completely different, so it's just so interesting to talk to them. And so I got some access to some games, but I haven't been doing a good job at reviewing them for them. I haven't been really helpful, and you made me like think about it. So I want to start trying to be better at it. And I think it also, if you have to play test a game and then you have to think about writing it all down, I think it helps you also develop like your
Mm,
writing
yeah.
skills. So I think that's like a really good like thing to just dive into the side.
Yeah,
But
I've
yeah, I've
just
been really I'm
on
sorry,
on
go ahead.
on Twitter, I've just sent you a Steam
Mhm.
one. Um,
Uh-huh.
I made a post, I think about 2 weeks ago, saying I want to test more games and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And this indie dev got in touch with me. And it's just a
Okay.
normal traditional game. It's not like Web3 game.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
this guy actually made a game from his own book. So he wrote a book, it was sold really well, and he's writing a second book, but he's also making a game out of the book.
Oh,
And
that is so
and this
cool.
looks like a kind of game that you would really like from what you said
Oh,
earlier.
yes. Oh shit! Oh no! Wait, I clicked on I clicked on the trailer on accident, but it looks really cool. I'm going to wish list it, and I'm probably going to figure out their X account, and then I'm going to stalk them on there. Yeah, but I love like this is so cool, and I'm gonna check out their book too. That is so cool. It's like I love stuff like that. Um, but so yeah, I think it was I never thought about what exactly do game like do devs want from you when you're like playtesting their game, and that was just something that I need to make a mental note of. But I don't know, that's just so cool and interesting. I never and
Mm,
yeah, so I started playtesting games and like just being more into trying to mostly I'm interested in like talking to people like this where I
yeah.
get to like interview them. So I've been stalking all these game devs on X and like connecting with them, and they've been so much fun to talk to. Like I just rediscovered this joy of like being on the internet but not having anything to do with crypto and
Yeah.
just diving into just normal games and just like Steam, and like they had like Steam Next Fest and I was just playing demos for that, and the devs were coming in and like watching me play on the streams, and I
Oh,
just had so much fun. It was great. It was a great
yeah.
time. I was like, what am
It
I
sounds
even
great.
wasting my time on Web3? Like people are
Yeah.
so I don't know. I was just being I was getting depressed in like Web3, and then I went back to like Web2 gaming and I was like, "Oh my god, this is great."
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of what gaming is supposed to be compared to,
Yeah.
Web3 gaming. No, I get it. Believe me, I get it. I do that quite a lot. But how come like what made you start streaming and doing interviews?
I've been doing okay, so whenever I started into Web3, I worked for a project. I worked for like an NFT project for like
Mm,
3 years. And for them, what I would do, because we would, back like 4 or 5 years ago, like we would do like whitelist giveaways with like different
mm,
communities. And what I would do for our communities, I would invite all these different like founders, and then I would interview them. That way the community would learn about what project they were doing, and then they would give us like whitelist or whatever, and I really enjoyed it because I love yapping and I love talking to people,
yeah.
so it was a great time. And then I always wanted to stream because I love playing games. But I never really got into it. And like recently, like I've just been staying at home and like I had the baby and then
Mm,
like after a while of just being focused on the baby and like it's like I still can't really go back to work full time. I was like,
yeah.
well, I need something to do, right? So I was like, well, I started like doing spaces again and
Mm,
doing like interviews on X, but then I was like, but I love playing games. And then everybody kept telling me about Blaze, and I was like, well, that's going to give me an excuse to play all the
mhm,
games that I have in my backlog on Steam. And I've been wanting to play Resident Evil so much
mm,
cuz I had started playing the second remake like when it came out, and then I had left it off like
yeah.
halfway, and then I have all the other games. Like I have like 4 and like I had 7 and they were just sitting there and I love Resident Evil. So I was
Mm,
like, well, Blaze is going to give me an excuse to go back and play all my games and I'm just going to do that. And then
mhm,
I started having so much fun. I was like, well, I could also start doing art again. And so cuz I hadn't done art in like so long. I had just
mm,
completely stopped doing that, and so now I started having some time, like, because you it makes you being intentional about the
yes.
stuff that you're doing. So you're intentionally putting some time away every day to like stream, and then you could either play a game or like for me do art. So, and I was just having so much fun, and that's why I
Mm.
started doing it. And then I was like, well, I can make a YouTube channel and I can make a TikTok and I can post on all of it, and it was
I
just
love
working
it.
out. Yeah, and then as I started streaming, then Steam Next Fest was happening, and I was like,
Mm,
I could just play a bunch of demos, and I just had such a blast. And like, and
yeah.
then I connected with a bunch of devs because of that, and then I was like, well, I could talk to these devs now, and it
Mm.
just all just started just going, and I've just been having fun this whole time,
Oh, that sounds
and so
awesome. I
now,
love
yeah,
it.
so I've just been having fun.
Hey, that's the most important bit, though, isn't it?
Yeah, really. Um, I remember one of your posts that was about you were talking about reinvesting some of the money that you make from streaming into your setup.
Yeah.
And that kind of got me thinking because I commented under your post and I was like, well, I just got a ring light and like a proper like stand for my camera, because
Mm.
before that my setup was my laptop, some big boxes of like a board game that I have at home, and my camera was just propped on top of it, and I
I
had like a
love
night light to the side.
it. Oh, that is
And it
awesome.
was like, it was just everything was like makeshift, I had just
Yeah.
like build this like setup. And then it made me think about some people who, and then there's some people who like really go all out before they even start streaming. Like they get like 2 monitors and like a big
Mm.
setup, and then they kind of like, and then if streaming doesn't work out, they kind of get disappointed because they're like, well, I spent all this money on all of this and now nobody's watching me and it doesn't feel great. So I was wondering, when you started streaming, like how did you start? Like, what you asked me, like how did you start streaming, and what did you do? Like, did you have like a elaborate setup, or like what did you do?
Wow, when did I start streaming? God, I started streaming 2014, 12 years ago.
Oh
About ish,
wow.
yeah. Yeah, I started streaming so about 12 years ago when I was playing EVE Online. Now,
Okay.
keeping in mind, 12 years ago, I was 21.
Okay.
So, I was working a normal job and then I was playing video games, just like
Mhm.
every other normal person.
Mhm.
But on top of that, I also had a kid at 19. So,
Oh, okay.
obviously, like she was running around, and then so when I played EVE Online, I was really like I was semi famous playing EVE Online.
Okay.
So, because what I used to do is I used to hunt people by myself and just kind of blow up their ships and kind of ruin their day. It was great. It was really fun. But basically, what I then started doing was I made videos on YouTube and they
Mhm.
really like popped off. So then I was like, okay,
Mm.
so if videos work, surely streaming would work. Now,
Mhm.
keeping in mind that at 21, I was not a people person. I did not like people. So, in a sense of, I used to be really shy and quiet, and
Mm.
I was slightly bigger. Like I was extremely like overweight and stuff. Like I was
Mhm.
just, you know. So what I used to do is I used to do drunken streaming, drunken roams streaming on Twitch. So we used to buy like a bottle of Disaronno or a bottle of Jägermeister, basically,
Oh
and
no.
do like a shot every time like you either die or you kill someone kind of thing. And a lot of the time that ended up in a lot of fun. I gained quite a lot of viewers quite quickly. Like at
Oh
some
wow.
stages, I had like 100 people watching me, and just
Wow.
because it was entertaining, and
Yeah.
it was then that I learned that streaming isn't anything but entertainment. It's about
Yeah.
you being funny or you being like
Yeah.
good to talk to and stuff like that. So, and at the time I had nothing. I had two screens. I had a camera like you that was stuck up on, I think, a window frame at that stage.
Yeah.
And there was no lighting. There was no gaming room. This was in the sitting
Yeah.
room with the TV on in the background, and
Mhm.
people walking back and forth. It was not professional at all, but it worked. It
It
worked,
worked, yeah.
and I didn't stop for years on end,
Uh-huh.
and that's why I've got an EVE Online partnership now. So
Oh, okay, that's so
a lot
cool.
a lot of people, they don't realize it because obviously, this is Web3 gaming, not Web2 gaming, is but to
Mhm.
have a Web2 partnership like the one that I have, you have to have 40 viewers on average per stream.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
it's quite a lot of pressure really.
Yeah, it
But,
is.
it comes with the proof of work. So,
Yeah.
but I think streaming, I don't think you need anything to start. You just need a camera, a microphone, a good microphone. That's the only important thing
Mhm.
I would say.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just your personality. And, just don't be afraid to, be you. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, they change things about them when they get on camera. They talk different, or like,
Yeah.
they sit different, act different, they're too afraid. And it's
Yeah.
just you just gotta have confidence.
Yeah, that is so true. So what would be, and I think, okay, so that was very interesting because first of all, as I said, some people get so stuck
Mm,
on what kind of things do you have to make basically your games running, or
mm,
like, they get on, like they really get stuck on like their monitors or like all this expensive stuff that they want to spend a lot of
yeah.
money on because they think that that is what's going to make the stream good. But I'm here, and I think that, I think that for what I'm doing, and it's not like I'm nowhere near as like successful as you are, or like have a lot of that many people watching me, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good, and I think that people have fun when they come in because
Yeah.
I think that I'm easy to talk to, and I figured out that as I was doing spaces, because
Mm,
that really got me comfortable of like talking to people and just kind of like, just, I don't know, it just got me really into be more, I don't know, myself. And like whenever
mm,
I'm like online and like people are really listening to you and you have like a big audience or whatever.
mm.
Um
I
but
think you're
it
doing great. I
Oh
think
well, thank you.
I think what you have, because obviously when you wrote to me, I obviously I did some research because obviously you would, and like I looked at YouTube and stuff like that, and I think it's great what you have. I think you should be really proud of what you have.
Oh, thank you so much. That's really encouraging because I really doubt myself a lot of times, and
Mm,
I think that's the thing that I struggle with the most. I'm like a lot of like sometimes I'm just like, what am I even doing with myself? It's like, does it even matter? Does it, But at the same time, then I'm like, but I have fun. I have fun, and
yeah.
it's like maybe that's all that matters, is that I'm just having fun right now, and it's like a way for me to have like a hobby on the outside of like
Mm,
all the other things that I'm like dealing with, and it just makes my life a little like easier and like
yeah.
better, and it's like something that I can focus on that's like positive. And so I think that's all that matters right now.
Yeah, and
Um
exactly. And I mean, speaking from experience, a lot of people who've just had a kid,
mhm.
they forget about themselves,
Oh yeah.
like especially moms, like they forget
Mhm.
who they were before they were a kid,
Mhm.
like before they had a kid, and you're not doing that. So you should be really proud of that.
Oh, thank you so much. And yeah,
Yes.
it's really, really encouraging because it's like I never know like if I'm, if it's like good enough what I'm doing, if people are having fun. But I
Mm,
think that yeah, I think that people generally do have fun and like coming in and like watching and like talking to me on stream or whatever. So I try to do my best to be like just open and like I don't know. but I like to yap, so it's like I just talk, and that's something that you said was very important. It's like if you're just genuinely yourself, I think that really helps. And I
Yeah.
think that's what I try to tell people, just even in crypto, even if they're not streaming or whatever, when you're trying to network and you're trying to create like relationships with people, if you're not genuinely from your heart like interested in the other person, but if you're trying to get something out of that relationship, people feel that,
Yeah.
and you're not going to be successful. So it's like you have to either like just naturally be the person that's just genuinely interested in others and just
Mm.
find the people that you care about and you connect them, or you have to learn to be happy for others and to just like not try to use people. I don't know how to say that in a nicer way. Like you just
It's true
don't
though.
try to use people.
It's true though, and I think that's one of those problems with Web3 because it's all about money, which means
Yes.
every relationship you have becomes transactional.
Yes.
And it's like if you speak to someone every day, for
Mhm.
example, and then you get a deal. Like this happens to me
Mhm.
all the time.
Mhm.
And if I make a post with paid partnership, then all of a sudden I
Mhm.
get DMs being like, "Oh, can you forward my name to this and forward my name to that?" And I'm like, "I have never spoken to you. Who are you?
Right.
Like, why do you ask these things?" It's like
Right.
the other day I had somebody write to me on Telegram. I've never spoken to this person ever, and they were like, "Oh, can you help me look at my content and help me like improve?" And that was okay, but I was a bit busy, so I didn't respond straight away. And then they wrote to me again 2 hours later, going dot dot dot, and I was like,
Dude, I have a
"Really?
life.
Yeah, like really?
Yeah.
That's not
It's like
cool,
I
though."
have a life. Yeah.
But I know what you
Oh,
mean. It's just don't use people, man. It's not hard.
don't.
It's not
Yeah. It's
hard.
like I don't know. And then it's like, and then sometimes these people just get so upset. But it's like, or like, I think there's a problem in Web3 where everybody wants to be a content creator. Everybody wants to be a
Yeah.
KOL and they want to get deals and you want to be a content creator. But it's
Hmm.
like most of you suck. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's like you steal other people's posts. You're not nice to talk to.
Mm.
You try to use people all the time. You do shady things, but I don't know. And it's just and it's like, I don't know how to, it's very hard to tell people, but it's like not everybody was meant to be a content creator, and not
Yeah.
everybody's meant. It's like it's kind of like, is everyone an actor? Everybody would like to be an actor because you would be
Mm.
very rich and you would live in Hollywood. But that's not for everyone, right? Not
Yep.
everyone makes it. So it's like it's not normal to think that everybody can do the same thing. And it's like, and I feel like with Web3 is even more a problem because it's basically just posting on X. Everyone thinks that by posting on X you're going to just you automatically could just be a content creator, but it's like that's just not how that works.
Mm. No,
And you
I
have
agree.
to you have to make yourself, I don't know, you have to be an interesting person. You have to have something different to say and just be your genuine self. And then you're either going to find out that people don't like you and then you're going to have to deal with that, or you're going to be somebody who people
Yep.
enjoy interacting with. Like I don't know, it's like it's weird.
I know you have to find your unique selling point, like what makes you you kind of thing. I
Right?
think a lot of people forget that one. It's like before I like doxed, like like obviously like
Mhm.
showed who I am. I had a gamer PvP, and everybody
Mhm.
thought I was this like 20-year-old person, like this, your typical gamer thing. And then I posted a video of who I am, and I kid you not, that video got like 300 comments and like
Wow.
400 likes, and everybody was like, "Wow, we did not expect you to look like this." And I was like, "Well, I mean, not everybody looks the same."
Right? It's like, what did you expect? Yeah, exactly. Not everybody looks the same. Oh,
No.
that's so funny. I don't remember when I first like doxed myself, but it was really early on. And I think it was so what I did was I took a picture of me and a mustache. I had
Mhm.
like a mustache, and then I would make jokes about, and I still make those jokes. Like I post pictures of me and a mustache all the time, and it's just really funny. And there's people who that have been my friends in Web3 from like way back then. And when I make the mustache jokes, it's like they know.
Oh, that's awesome. I
They
love it.
know we've been at it for like 4 years.
Oh, that's class. I love it.
Yeah, it's just so funny. Um, but yeah, so I wanted to. So it's like what we were talking about earlier about like streaming and like what's important in streaming. And so if you had like a piece, some advice that you want to give people maybe that are interested in streaming, or like what are the most important things that you learned? What are like some lessons that you learned with like content creation and streaming?
Ooh, the biggest lesson that I learned is that you will always find somebody who is going to say some negative stuff. My God, there are so many negative people that no matter what you do, no matter what you say, there will always be one, just one, not more than that. And they will stalk your page for everything that you do and say. And that's okay. Like, but you just have to keep trying. I think that's the
Mhm.
biggest part. You have to look at what everybody else is doing and do the
Mhm.
opposite. That's the important part. Do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. It's like with gaming videos, for example.
Mhm.
It's like everybody posts the same gaming videos. There's
Mhm.
no music, there's no talking over, there's no face.
Mhm.
So naturally, go and put some music, put your face to it.
Mhm.
And if you don't want to put your face to it, then the other thing you can do is you can put like slides in between the different scenes, kind of explaining what the game is about. That's another thing
Yeah.
that nobody does. You just have to find something that makes you stand out.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's gonna work, and sometimes it really does not work. And and Twitter is like so hormonal, I want to say. Like it just, it's really good 1 hour, and then the next hour just it all goes to crap, and you're like, but I didn't do anything different. But it's just the way it is, and it doesn't matter. Like, you get some people who post like 6 7 times a day, and
Mhm.
they say, oh, the more you post the better, but it's not true. Like, it matters what you post, not how many times you post. Like, some days I post twice a day, and other times I post once a day. Like, I'm really
Right.
not fussed about it. But I used to stress about it so much. I used to be like, no, I have to go post now. This is important, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It's not really not that important, because if your content is good, that's what matters.
Mhm. And those are some really good points because truly, like, some people are really like, there's like the reply guy meta, and it's like people really think that doing like at one point people were just posting, I made like 500 replies today, or like something like that. And it's like, are you crazy?
I ain't got no
Like,
time for
how does that?
that.
Nobody has time for that. And it's like sometimes, when I post like, and yeah, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I don't even post. Like, there's days that I don't post anything, and
Mm,
then some days, like you said, I just post like one time, and like some days I post like 3 times. But it's like it really does matter what it is that you post,
mm,
and the is it resonating with people? What I learned really, I think I was really afraid in the beginning to say on Twitter what I really wanted to say.
mm.
And then one day I was like, you know what? Let's just do it.
Yeah,
I'm just
screw
going to
it.
let it out.
Yeah.
And it was a banger. And it was like, so the comment that I get the most is like a lot, because I'm somebody who, there's a lot of things that bother me, and maybe
Mm,
I'm one of those people who are just kind of negative, but there's just a lot of frustrating things to me that I don't like about Web3, and that I would like to
mm,
be fixed. Like, I would like to see the space doing better, and I would just like for people to just become better, and to, I don't know, I would just love it if we were just all better.
yeah.
And so there's a lot of things that frustrate me, and I'm really genuine about the things that frustrate me.
Mm,
and I and I do say a lot of things that maybe some people don't want to say, because some of them get paid to post, and like some of them have
yeah.
to keep an image. And then a lot of times I get DMs, and they're like, thank you for saying what nobody else wants to say, or like, thank you for saying what we're all thinking. And so it's kind of been the reason why a lot of people have been following me on X,
Mm,
because I just say what I want to say and how I
yeah.
feel. And a lot of times it turns out that that's how everyone else also is feeling. And so
Hmm.
it's just been very interesting to me, and it was kind of been like a surprise, and like I didn't ever think that I don't know. I just didn't think that the thing that these rants that I have sometimes on X are going to resonate with like so many people.
Yeah, no,
It
there's
turns
always.
out, and it turns out that we're all just like as frustrated as I am.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny because I know what you mean. Like, and you're right though. Like a lot of people, they are too afraid of what they say. But I think it's balance, really, isn't it? Like, I think
Mm,
it's good to say what you feel, but you
yes.
just have to be very careful at what you
Mhm.
say at different times. Like,
Yeah.
there's a couple of content creators who've totally burned the bridge with everybody because they were just too outspoken. Like, they weren't wrong,
Mm.
don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but there's a time and place to say certain things. And then
Mm.
sometimes when you say things, you have to make sure that you've done your research.
Mm.
Sometimes people say some stuff and they like have done no research, and then it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
but you're wrong, and then you just look stupid, and nobody wants to look stupid. So
True.
I think we could do with a lot of more honesty and less sugarcoating. But
Yeah.
I think I mean, our generation anyway, I think that's a problem anyway, because the younger people, they're all a bit soft compared to what we had to go through. Like
Yeah.
like I said, I grew up playing video games, and I grew up playing like Modern Warfare on Xbox. And if you
Yeah.
jump into Modern Warfare lobby back when you were a teenager, believe me, if you say any of that stuff in public nowadays, they would cancel you faster than you could say anything
True.
else. So it's just stuff like, it's just sad how badly like
Yeah.
censored everything has gotten. But that's why people like us, they stand out, and that's what's important, and that's why people genuinely like following you and me and a couple of others.
That is true. That is true. And that's a really good like I as you were saying, like there was just some content creators that burned like bridges because they said like too much. It was like that's going to be
Mm.
me one day. I'm going to end up like that.
No, no, I don't think so.
But I do try to do my research. So it's like I am aware that if you're
Mm.
criticizing somebody or like if they're really doing something that's like not great, you have to understand what you're criticizing. Like you have
Yeah.
to, and it's also it has to come from a place of like correcting and like teaching or like educating. So it's
Hmm.
like if I have something to say, it's usually like because I figured something out and it's not that great and it's like it can be better and it's like and some people, it's still like they don't like it or whatever and I don't know. And there's always going to be the people that are offended because you're potentially like hurting their bags or whatever, but it's like if somebody's doing something wrong,
Hmm.
it is what it is, but it's like you do have to do your research because I've seen some people who come out and they just say some stupid stuff and it's like, well, you didn't really like you don't really understand what you're talking about because you didn't do your research.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, you do end up kind of looking really dumb and then you have to like backtrack. And it's like, but also something that I promised myself is that I don't delete my tweets.
Yeah.
So it's like if I post something and I was
Mm.
wrong, you
Yeah.
you can come and correct me. Totally open to that. And it's like if you're going to come and you're going to tell me that you as a founder are going to prove me wrong,
Mm.
that's fine. Like, if I'm really wrong, like, I'm open for you to come and prove
Yeah.
me wrong. Show me. Please, like, show me how wrong I am. Like, I want you to be right. I don't want to be wrong. And so that's why I don't delete my tweets because it's like, it's
Mm.
almost like, well, I want to kind of be wrong about you and about, the fact that I don't like what you're doing or like, it could be done better or like I
Yeah.
think it's going to end up bad. It's like, yeah, I would rather be wrong than you rugging people, right? And so it's
Yeah.
like I'm open to it. It's like I've promised myself that I'm not going to delete tweets and like stuff is just going to be
Mm.
up. And it's like if
Yeah.
somebody wants to come back and be like, okay, well we proved you wrong. That's awesome. I'm gonna applaud you, and hopefully
Mm.
we're gonna be friends after that. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great
Mm.
time because you were the one who actually did what was right and didn't do what I thought that you were going to do. And so
Yeah, I
and
get you.
I don't know. I've always been like that, and I think it's like a good way. And that is kind of like if I say something, then I also have to take responsibility for it, right?
Yeah,
So
no, I think that's a good way to do it. I think that's I'd argue that's the best way to do it, because there's a lot of people who just want to be like know-it-all people, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not nice to deal with
It's
those
not
kind of people.
realistic.
No, no. It's like I've said in my post, I think it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's statistically impossible to be correct 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
Unless you just don't speak,
Absolutely.
then obviously, then it's easy.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, it's like it's not possible to be always right. And also you had, okay, so then another thing that you had said, and it's like I have really, I think I'm really like, I don't know. You say a lot of things that I agree with. You were saying there was one post that you had made, and it was about people surrounding themselves with like yes man.
Yeah.
And I think that that is one of the reasons why so many projects fail, and these founders do not like to have people who don't agree with them, which is so bad. And I have had this like rant for
Mm,
since I basically joined the space, and it's something that annoys me so much, because why would you want everybody around you to just tell you that you're right all the time? It doesn't help you grow. It doesn't help you figure out what your problems are, and it's so frustrating because
yeah.
it's like you need to learn to be open to criticism and to considering what other people have to say. That's like, if there's somebody from your users that's not having a good experience, or like they can pinpoint a problem that could be something big later on,
Mm,
why not consider it? Because like you said, you are not right. You cannot, statistically speaking, you cannot be right 100% of the time, so you're bound to make some mistakes. So why aren't you even giving it like the time of day to just think
mm.
about it?
I know, it's really bad. But I think a lot of the time now, I was watching something the other day about
Mm-hmm.
a Web3 community. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to say who it was, but
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
I was watching a stream, and all they kept doing was agree with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, no surprise that every time somebody disagrees with you, you block them, because
Yeah.
they're not used to it. If somebody always says, yeah, you're right, yeah, you're right, if then
Yeah.
somebody comes along and says, oh no, you're wrong, then you've got to be like,
Mm.
well, no, I've not been wrong in a while, so why would I be wrong now?
Right.
And it's just a lot of, it's a lot of arrogance, I think. And the other problem is that the Web3 space, from what I've seen, the founders and the people, they're all quite, it sounds really bad, but they're quite young. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
like, they're like mid-20s. And
Mm-hmm.
like I was mid-20s once. And yeah, in your 20s, you think you know it all. But the truth is you
Mm-hmm.
don't know nothing at all. You don't know how the world works, you don't know how life works. And I think that's the problem. People just, because they've made money, they think they know everything. And it's
Mm.
just one day, then, when everything fails and their project dies, then that's when reality comes and hits them in the face
Mm-hmm.
and goes, well, you were wrong. Maybe you should have listened.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like I don't know how to handle like I don't know how to like successfully like communicate sometimes, because I come off too strong. Like, and I think
Mm,
it's like people get turned off by it, and it's like because I come off like so passionately and so strong, people are like they're like, "Whoa, okay, we can't listen to this." And I just have to find a balance of being able to give constructive criticism in a way that doesn't make people just run away. Because I'm like, I get like so, I don't know, especially if it's something that I really care about, and then I
yeah.
get so passionate
Hmm.
that it just comes off not in the right way. And then I have to be like, okay, listen, guys, this comes from a good place.
Yeah, it all comes with love.
Yeah.
I know I usually say that sentence because I've got the same issue. Even in real life, away from Web3, away from the internet,
Yeah.
I'm a very passionate person. Sometimes it comes
Mm,
across a bit wrong, and I'm like, no, I
yeah.
didn't mean it like this. It's just,
Right.
I say it because I care. Is usually what gets people to listen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know I feel that it's very difficult.
And so I've been trying to be less aggressive lately, like just recently. I'm trying to tone it down. I'm trying to learn how to be better at like giving some like good feedback and not in an
Mm.
aggressive way.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. I love that.
Yeah. So, and we got like off topic because we started talking about like Web3 and like founders, but I think it all
Mm,
ties together, because I think it doesn't matter if it's like I think it's kind of all the same because either if it's like NFTs or like Web3 gaming or like whatever it is, the people who make these projects are basically always kind of like similar people. I don't
Mm,
know. It's like it doesn't matter if it's like an NFT project or like a gaming project. I think that it's always the same kind of like maybe type of person, and like the same things can happen to anybody. Like you can have farmers in any kind of platform
yeah.
that you make. So it's like the things that you we talked about kind of like they're kind of like they apply to almost everything.
No,
Um,
and I mean it ties into streaming too, because at the end of the
yeah.
day, the real common denominator, I suppose,
Mhm.
is just being authentic and being
Yes.
honest to what you believe in. And
Mhm.
if you play games or if you make NFTs or even if
Mhm.
you trade, whatever you're streaming, as long as you're honest, people prefer that than to watch a bunch of fake stuff, like,
Right.
because the fake stuff, it comes out eventually. Like, and this is
Yes.
why I'm such a big advocate for streaming, because I
Mhm.
can make, for example, I can sit here and I can make a video saying this game is the best game in the world,
Yeah.
and I can say that sentence. Now, if I go and play the game and you see me not enjoying the game, then clearly it is
Mm.
not the best game in the world, is it? So
Right.
and that's why streaming is so much better than everything else.
Yeah. That is so true because yeah, it's like if you're doing streaming for like a long period of time, your true self is going to come out if you're faking it. Cuz you're not going to be able to fake it for like consistently for that long, and it's
Mm,
your persona is going to start like
yeah.
cracking. So people are going to get to know you. And that is a really good advice. You know what was really yucky to me?
Mm,
When I tried starting streaming on Twitch, I forgot that I was not on Blaze basically because the Blaze community is like pretty genuine in my
yeah.
opinion. It's like I've been able to make like a lot of friends and they come in and they say hi or whatever, and it's
Mm,
very chill, right? And so I got on Blaze and like two people came in one after the other. And the first one did a better job of like bamboozling me, but then the second time I caught it like pretty quickly. But like this person was trying to talk to me and they were really nice, and because I was streaming on Twitch for the first time, I was trying to be like engaging and like respond to their comments or whatever, and
mm.
I completely forgot. And then they were just trying to get me to basically pay them to do like overlays for me or like something like that.
Oh,
And it just felt so gross because it's like this person was like they were trying to tell me like they were talking about the game that I was playing, and then they like did it was like social engineering. I
yeah.
felt social engineered. And then the second person came in and they like immediately were like asking me the same question as the other person of like, well, can I make you like you need to do like I don't know your graphics on your Twitch because it attracts people or whatever. And then I
Oh,
caught on to it and I was like, you guys are farming me. And I was like, never streaming on Twitch ever again. I quit.
yeah. I feel like, oh my god, it's so bad, though, isn't that really? Like, it's like when you get those DMs saying, "Oh, can I make you a banner?" And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm terrible because I'd be like, "Yeah, you can make one, but I ain't gonna pay you." And then they make you one, and then they're like, "Oh, if you really like it, you can tip me," right? And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't really like it. I think this, and this, and this is different." And then they go and make it different thing
Oh
again.
no.
And I just like, if you're gonna keep doing this to people, I'm not gonna do this to you. It's like when you get a phone call, those scam
Yeah.
phone calls about
Yeah.
you've been in an accident. I'm like, really? When? It's like just lead on. It's just if you do it to people, then you got to get used to people doing it to you, I think.
Yeah, I
And I
guess.
and I think it's just funny, really.
Yeah, it's like kind of like feeding them their own medicine. But I know I'm not good at that stuff. I just tell them no, thank you. I'm
Mm.
like I appreciate you, but no, thank you. I make my own. Or like I've had like friends make some of my banners because they just were having fun with like AI or whatever, and they just
Mm.
were like, "Hey, Snow, I made you like a banner," and I was like, "Great, I'm gonna use it." And like we just do that, and it's like, or I make my own. It's like I make all, and also it's like and this is maybe like really bad, but like AI and like I mean AI has gotten so good, and then I also pay for Canva. So it's like I already have all the resources
Yeah.
to make my own stuff, and I make my own graphics, and it's like I draw a lot or whatever. It's like I don't need anybody to make anything for me. And
No.
it's like I don't know.
No, I get
But
that.
I just don't know. Yeah, it just felt like so yucky on Twitch, and then I was like, I don't want to stream there anymore.
No, it's not a nice place. And like, I came really close to being partnered with Twitch because I've used it so
Mhm.
so much. But
Mhm.
if you look at the terms that Twitch give you, it's not
Mhm.
like it's not worth it at all. Like they take 90% of your money and you get left with like 10% if you're lucky. So it's just
They
not worth
really take 90%? Because I thought they only took like 30 or 40, which is still a
it. If
lot.
yeah, but it feels like 90%, especially like if you're not smart about it. You know, it's like
Oh,
they try to penalize every little bit that you can possibly penalize. It's like
yeah.
if you curse too much, you have to put a warning on your channel. And I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
it's like I'm from Ireland. If I talk normal, I would curse every other word. So that's not a good idea.
right.
So, you know, like
Oh no.
it's just stuff like that. So that's why like Blaze, for example, clearly is so much better, or like even like Twitter streaming, I'm not sure about. Like sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's really not. So I'm not sure about that one yet. But I like TikTok streaming.
Hmm.
That one's good. TikTok is
So,
ultimately my favorite.
so do you mainly stream on TikTok then?
Well, I'm quite technical, so I cover all the bases. I literally do everything. Like I do when I stream, I do Twitter, I do Twitch, I do TikTok, I do
Oh, okay.
YouTube. Now I'm gonna have to figure out how to do Blaze too because it seems really intriguing. I'm like, but TikTok is I would say the one where you get the best engagement. Like I
Okay.
find it's like because there's just so many users on it that to me that's where I find most of the people that I
Yeah.
entertain or whatever people want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you also post like shorts on there, or do you just do streaming on there?
I post well, I've got a couple of gaming videos
Mhm.
from like Immutable and stuff like that I've done,
Mhm.
and some of my gym stuff on there. I should
Mm.
really build it out a bit better. Like I do a lot, obviously, I work out like all the time, every day. So I should really do a lot more gym content because apparently people say that that would be really good for me. But I'm like, it's the effort of doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when I'm working out, I don't want to be sitting there in front of a camera kind of thing. Like it's like
Yeah, and like
I'm
trying to make content out of like your workout. You just have to really be, I don't know, you have to decide that that's like, because then it's like your gym workout. If it was something that you did to relax, then it becomes like another job
yeah.
basically. So then you have to think about it and you have to, I don't know, it could be really off putting. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just because for my gym, I've got a gym at
Yeah.
home. So I've got
Okay.
I can literally see my gym from where I sit because
Oh, that's cool.
it's in an outhouse.
Okay.
So like you know, like a lot of people when I posted pictures about it, they thought it was really interesting. And you know, again, Web3 is full of 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
So you know, obviously they want to learn about it and stuff like that. So yeah, there would
Mm-hmm.
be like a market for it in a way. But I'm like
Mm-hmm.
when I tell people like I go to the gym, for me that's like therapy. It's like that's
Mm-hmm.
why I digest my thoughts, my feelings, and you know, sort my life out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially you know, because as you know, especially when you have kids, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that inside because all you hear is you know nursery rhymes or you know
Yeah.
being pulled left, right, center. Like, what are you doing now? Cupboard
Yeah.
slamming. Like my little guy at the moment, he loves going to the fridge. So we've got a
Uh-huh.
American double door fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he opens it and slams it shut. He opens it and slams it shut, and he would do this for 30 minutes without stopping. And I'm like,
I feel that.
I'm like, why? Like at this stage, I've moved everything from the bottom to the top, so just
Uh-huh.
I don't have to be worried about it. But I'm like,
Yeah.
why? How is this
It's like
entertaining?
right, it's like but they just get into stuff like that and it's like my daughter is the same, like she just finds something and
Mm,
now she's gonna do it for like 30 minutes, you know?
yeah,
It's like and she also loves the fridge. I don't know what it is about the fridge, but it's like every time like I open the fridge, it's kind of like a battle to try to get everything out as quick as I
yeah,
can and close it before she gets in it.
yeah.
Because then it's like has to a meltdown has to happen because then she doesn't want to close the fridge anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like they just get obsessed with like the new thing, and then it has to be like, and becomes a game, and then it's like a
Mhm.
game that lasts like 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's like, my little baby, as I told you, she's like what, like a year and a half about
Mm.
now, and like she plays this game with like the stairs. So it's like climbing up the stairs and then coming down the stairs and climbing up the stairs, and everywhere we find stairs, it's like climbing up the stairs and going down the stairs and climbing up and going down, and it takes 30 minutes.
Oh, I
So it's
love
like
it.
every time it's like it's like it's just like it just takes time to get home because we
Mm.
have to climb all the stairs and come
Yeah,
back
and then
down.
go all back down. How does she go
Yeah.
down the stairs?
Pretty well, she's just normal, she just kind of does it. Now she doesn't want any help.
Mm.
If me or her dad try to help her, she's like, no. She's like, no.
Oh,
She
yeah,
has to do
no.
it herself. It's so cute.
I get that
Um,
now. My little guy, he tries to jump down the stairs. He does not understand the concept that there's like a way down the stairs.
yeah.
So I'm
Oh
like,
no,
no,
yeah.
you're not
No, she
doing that.
hasn't tried to jump. So she's really good about that. She tries to like just step down like slowly, but she hasn't
Mm.
tried to jump. She
Oh,
hasn't
I
figured
love it.
out jumping though. And that's like
Oh,
probably a big reason because she can't jump yet. She tries, but it's
oh.
like always jumps with only one foot in the air,
Mm.
and then
It's
the
cute
other
when they
one
do
is
that.
like, yeah.
Just
And so
hanging there.
she's just trying to figure it out. Oh, it's
I
really
love
funny.
it. No, I love
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, I think that was like all of my questions, and I think I don't know. I think I asked you. Did I even ask you everything? Because I think
You did.
I
You
got
did.
like lost into all of the stuff that I don't know, because I had written it down, but
Yeah, you got them all, I think.
I think I got it all. I
Yeah.
think, and it was very interesting talking to you because you've been streaming also for like so long, and it's just interesting to hear from other streamers as well and what their experience
Mm.
has been and what they have learned. And I think it's also very important for people to hear that you don't have to have the expensive equipment. You just have to have yourself. Just
Yeah.
start with yourself, and the other things you can figure out later on, because if you're fun to talk to and you are like, I don't know, people, I don't know, you're like entertaining, or like,
Mm.
I don't know, you just are yourself and you're genuine. And if it works out, it's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out, then it was meant to be, and you're probably meant to do something else. So it's
Yeah.
like, and I know like some people get like really discouraged, but it's like, don't be discouraged because it's probably just not the thing that you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to do something else, and you just have to go figure out
Mm.
what that is. Um
Yeah,
and
no,
and
I
yeah,
agree, right?
but yeah, I think that a lot of people get really stuck on the equipment thing. And so it's like,
No, they always
I
think that newer is better and all this other stuff. And
yeah,
it's not. It's just you need the bare basics,
yeah.
and then the rest will come in good time.
Yeah, right. And it's like, and it's not even about playing. Okay, so like if you're a gaming streamer,
Mm.
I'm gonna say the last thing and then I'm gonna let you go because we've been going on for more than an hour
It's
and I don't
okay.
want to keep you on for too long. But it's not even playing the latest games. So it's like I stream on my laptop, and this my poor laptop. I wish I could play Resident Evil 9 on it, but it is not happening. It is not happening. So I'm gonna have to wait till I get an actual PC when I can.
Yeah,
And it doesn't have to happen right now. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. And until then, I have so many games to play.
exactly.
And it's like there's so many indie games to play too. And it's like I think that there's so many people making games out there. So it's like if you're wanting to connect with like devs that are building games, like you don't even have to play complicated or like the latest games. Like you could play so many indie games.
Hmm.
There are so many indie games out there, and the devs are just happy that somebody can give them feedback so they can improve the game. And it's like I think it's so worth trying to reach out to
Yeah.
these people and give them attention, especially if they're doing something that you like.
Mm.
Because I was kind of surprised of how responsive they were. And like I thought that some of these games, because I was approaching these devs with like my Web3 mentality of like, because kind of like Web3 people are really, some of them are kind of like full of
Mm.
themselves, and like a lot of people don't give you their time because they think that they're better
Yeah.
than you. And so I was surprised to discover that some of these games that are actually popular, that are still indie games, but they are popular, they were responding to me.
Mm,
And I was like, why are these people giving me their time? Because they seem like they're doing something really cool. That's something that I consider extremely high
yeah.
quality. And they're getting a lot of attention, not just from me, but from everyone. And so it was surprising when they were kind and responsive and like respectful,
Mm,
and they were like happy that you also were interested in what they were building. And that doesn't, to me, that was like, I don't know, I just had a culture shock. I think that's the best way to
I like
describe
that.
it, because I was like, yeah, it was very, I don't know, because I feel like in Web3, a lot of times, even things that are not popular, or like, I don't know, people are very full of
Yeah,
themselves, unfortunately.
I very much agree with that. But no, it's good that you had that experience. And,
Yeah, and it was
I
great.
think maybe that's also a good starting point for everybody else. Maybe just, just reach
Mm-hmm.
out and just talk to people.
Right?
Most of the time people care. And most of the time strangers are
Mm-hmm.
nice people. It's just once in a
Yeah.
while you will meet someone that's not so nice. You just can't let that one
Yeah.
person discourage everything that you do.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's really good. But yeah, it was just very great, and I was so surprised. I was like, whoa.
No, I love that. It's like the game I linked you on Steam. I spoke to the founder,
Uh-huh.
and you know what? I had
Mm-hmm.
no idea that he was not interested in crypto. He was just an indie dev wanting people to play his game. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really
Yeah.
cool. So I bet you if you write to him on his Twitter, he will reply to you probably like same day kind of thing.
I'm going to really check it
You
out.
should.
I am going to
It
send him
was
a
really
message,
cool.
because maybe if he's comfortable speaking in English, then he could be one of my
Oh, that'd be
guests.
awesome. I'd watch that.
Like,
Yeah,
okay. Well, I'm going to do it
yeah,
then.
definitely. There you go.
Oh, it was so much fun talking to you, though. Thank you for being such a fun guest. And if you ever want to come back and like talk about more stuff, that would be
Yeah, of
cool.
course,
And like, I
100%.
don't know. Like, I don't know, I had just so much
Yeah.
fun, and I'm really grateful. I'm going to start trying to get more streamers on here, just because I feel like the people who are interested about
Mm,
streaming, they can learn a lot from others who have been doing
yeah.
it for a long time. So
I
there's always really good insight that different people have, because everybody has a different story.
I love that. And everybody does have a story. And I think people should be
Yeah.
okay telling their story. I think that would be really cool. And I think you should definitely get Uncle
Yeah.
Funk on here next. I think you would love that.
Okay,
Every,
I will. I will get Uncle
every
Funk. I'm gonna have to
I've
message
had
him.
2 calls with Uncle Funk in the last week, yeah, and every time the call
Uh-huh.
was booked for half an hour, and every single time
Uh-huh.
both calls lasted almost 2 hours. So
That's so great. That's so
so,
great. Oh, that's really
the
cool.
Funk can talk. He can talk. So,
Yeah.
you'll love that.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have it. And I'm so like surprised that you are like, even though you haven't been using Blaze, you're aware of it, and you like also knew Uncle
Mm,
Funk, cuz yeah, I've just been recently trying to get more familiar with his community, so it's been really fun.
yeah, no, a
It's been great.
big fan, so I look forward to that one.
Okay, I'm going to definitely have him. When I have him, when I schedule it, I'm gonna send you a message if you
Yeah, of
want, or like,
course.
I don't have
No,
to,
no, of
but
course, and if you have
yeah.
any other kind of questions, you can always just send me a message anyway. Always happy to answer whenever
Okay.
whatever you need. Of
Thank
course.
you so much. That's so awesome. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream now. No, what were you gonna say though? Were you gonna say something?
No, no,
Okay,
nothing.
okay. I was like, cause as I said, I yap a lot,
No, no.
so I apologize if I yap too much. But yeah, okay. So we can end it, cause I don't want to keep you for too long. It was so much fun. Thank
Mm.
you. And I hope that we're gonna get to talk again about more games. Maybe I'm gonna get into Web3 gaming, and then we could just talk about Web3 games and see what I think after I've played them, cause that would be interesting.
We can try. We can try.
We
Oh,
can try. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for all the people who came on Blaze. Thank you, Uncle Funk, for the raid. That was awesome. And then thank you. We had 2 people watching us on YouTube. I was like, I can't believe this.
see?
Thank you, YouTube people. I love you. And then thank you for everybody that was watching us on X, if there was anybody there. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, everyone.